It began with a headline that didn't quite make the evening news. 3 former clients of Holistic Coach found dead in apparent suicides. Most readers scrolled past, lulled by the algorithm's churn of tragedies. But to investigative reporter Lena Ortiz, something about the phrasing lingered. Former clients. Not patients. Not students. She recognized the name immediately, Sienna Vale, the radiant trauma alchemist, whose face dominated Instagram Explore pages. A woman whose followers called her the healer. Lena remembered her TEDx talk, her tearful monologue about overcoming childhood abuse, and her soft promise, "You don't need therapy. You need awakening." Lena had dismissed her then. Now, 3 bodies later, she couldn't. Before the empire, Sienna was just another yoga instructor in Topanga Canyon. Her early followers came from the disillusioned, those burned by therapy, religion, or corporate burnout. She offered what others couldn't, answers that felt spiritual yet secular, intimate yet universal. Her rise began with a viral clip, Sienna holding a trembling client's hand, whispering, "You don't have depression, you have unexpressed truth." The video gathered millions of views, packaged trauma into digestible wisdom. Soon came her brand, Vale Healing Company, and her signature online course, The Rebirth Sequence. For $799, users could shed their emotional blocks in 7 days. By year's end, she had tens of thousands of paying clients. In interviews, she described herself not as a coach, but as a mirror of human potential. In reality, she'd learned to weaponize empathy, turn vulnerability into revenue. Lena's editor at Westline Investigations barely blinked at her pitch. "You think a life coach killed people? That's a stretch." But Lena wasn't chasing conspiracy. She'd spent months covering influencer scandals, stolen content, fake retreats, manipulative gurus. What intrigued her was the pattern. Each of the deceased had joined Sienna's advanced mentorship, the Sovereign Path. Each had wired thousands of dollars for private energy work. Each had cut contact with family weeks before their deaths. Lena began tracing the victims' digital footprints. Group chats, testimonial videos, email receipts, all still online. She found recordings of Sienna's voice notes to clients. "Pain is a choice. If you're still suffering, you're addicted to it. Grief is an energy you haven't monetized yet." The tone wasn't nurturing. It was predatory, wrapped in velvet. The deeper Lena went, the more she realized that Sienna hadn't just created a program, she'd built a psychological ecosystem. Sienna's followers called themselves the Aligned. They shared everything: confessions, dreams, trauma histories. Sienna often replied personally, at least at first. Her inner circle ran like a corporate cult. Members were ranked by vibrational level, each paying higher tiers for closer access. Platinum-level clients could attend her Malibu retreats, oceanfront mansions filled with herbal smoke and release ceremonies. But the retreats were psychological marathons. Guests were sleep-deprived, isolated, and emotionally dismantled in the name of rebirth. Some described being told to let their old selves die. When one woman, Alyssa Crane, jumped from a coastal bluff after retreat, Sienna's post read, "She transcended. Her spirit chose light." Lena watched the comment section flood with heart emojis and "sparkles fly high" tributes. No one questioned the language. No one called it death. Lena secured an interview with Nora Kim, a former follower turned whistleblower. Nora, a Korean-American woman in her early 30s, once served as Sienna's retreat assistant. "She made us confess on camera," Nora said. "Every trauma, every shame." Said it was energetic release. But then she'd use the recordings to manipulate people, reminding them of what they said when they tried to leave. Nora claimed Sienna had staff edit testimonial clips, splicing together phrases to make followers sound healed. Those clips sold more courses. When Lena asked why she stayed so long, Nora hesitated. Because she made me feel seen. And when she turned on me, I thought it was my fault. Lena's recorder clicked off. The room felt heavier than air. That night, Lena wrote the headline that would start everything. The Wellness Scam: How Healing Became a Business of Control. The expose dropped on a Monday morning. By noon, #The Wellness Scam trended across social media. Thousands of former clients flooded comment sections with testimonies, unpaid refunds, emotional blackmail, spiritual gaslighting. Sienna's response came hours later via Instagram Live. Draped in white silk, tears streaming, she claimed persecution. "They want to crucify women who heal," she said. "They can't stand to see us powerful." Her followers rallied. Some sent threats to Westline investigations. Others doxed Lena, posting her home address. Behind the scenes, authorities launched an inquiry into Veil Healing Company's finances. Investigators discovered shell companies, offshore accounts, and evidence of coercive control. But legally, Sienna was untouchable. No physical violence, no written threats, no formal diagnoses. Only suggestion and influence. And influence, Lena realized, was harder to prosecute than crime. Months passed. The noise faded, but scars remained. Lena received dozens of messages, survivors thanking her, strangers accusing her of destroying a movement. Sienna announced a rebrand, Phoenix Ascension. Same teachings, new name. When the federal inquiry quietly closed without charges, Lena felt something break inside her. Justice wasn't built for psychological crimes. Then one morning, she woke to a new message. "You don't know what you've done. You're not free either." The sender was anonymous, but the phrasing, "you're not free," echoed Sienna's old mantras. That night, Lena sat before her muted laptop, staring at Sienna's homepage. Thousands still followed her live meditations. Lena whispered to the empty room, "They never really leave." And somewhere on a coastal cliff, under another sunset livestream, Sienna smiled for the camera. 6 months later, a new body washed ashore near Malibu. No ID, only a bracelet engraved with, "I am light." Lena filed the story, but it barely trended this time. The public had moved on, another scandal, another cycle. In an archived Instagram post, Sienna's caption read, "Energy never dies. It only transforms." The wellness world kept spinning, polished and profitable. And Lena, now back to covering local politics, couldn't help wondering, had she uncovered a predator or a mirror? The story had no ending, only a quiet truth. The business of healing was just another way to sell belief, and belief, once sold, was harder to reclaim than life itself.